Cristiano Ronaldo is undoubtedly one of the greatest footballers of all time, but there is still so much you don't know about him. From dating supermodels and A-list celebrities to having an African ancestry and being named after a US president. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Cristiano Ronaldo. First, let's talk about how he almost lost his life as a child due to a heart condition, which almost made him quit football. At just 15 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo's path to footballing superstardom nearly took a drastic detour. He was diagnosed with tachycardia, a condition that causes the heart to beat irregularly and faster than normal, even at rest. This posed a significant threat to his young career, as the irregular rhythm could potentially put a strain on his heart and affect his performance. The future looked uncertain. His mother, Dolores Aveiro, feared it might force him to give up football altogether. However, Ronaldo wasn't about to let go of his dream easily. He underwent a laser procedure to correct the issue. Thankfully, the surgery was successful and his recovery was remarkably quick. He was back training within days. Overcoming this hurdle at such a young age undoubtedly instilled in him the resilience and work ethic that have become hallmarks of his career. Today, Ronaldo's athleticism and peak physical condition are impeccable, making people begin to think he must have some sort of genetic advantage, and this might actually be true considering his ancestry.
I don't know, maybe.
Ronaldo has an African ancestry from his maternal side. Africa is well known as the most genetically diverse continent in the world. Cristiano Ronaldo's maternal great-grandmother Isabella Rosa hails from the island of São Vicente in Cape Verde, an island country on the west coast of Africa. At the age of 16, Isabella moved to Madeira in search of a better life, where she endured hardship and poverty. But 3 generations later, we have Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest players of all time. Although Ronaldo never really talks about his Cape Verdean heritage, as he has deep roots in Portugal and represents the Portuguese national team, most Cape Verdean football fans still dream about what could have been if the Portuguese star had chosen to play for Cape Verde instead. He could have been the final piece of the puzzle for them winning the AFCON, and who knows, maybe one day go on to become their president, just like the only African Ballon d'Or winner George Weah, who went on to become president of Liberia. Talking about presidents, did you know that Ronaldo was named after an American president? Ronaldo's father, Jose Aveiro, was a huge fan of Ronald Reagan, who was a charismatic Hollywood actor in the 1930s. Jose admired Reagan's on-screen persona and the charisma he projected. At the time of Ronaldo's birth in February 1985, Ronald Reagan had gone on to become the President of the United States. His father's admiration for Ronald Reagan led him to name his son Ronaldo, which is Portuguese for Ronald. Thank God for that Portuguese spin.
Thank God.
We can all agree that Ronaldo sounds way cooler than Ronald.
Cool. Yeah, it is cool.
Ronaldo's name isn't the only cool thing about him, though. Another cool thing about Ronaldo is his taste for hot women. How ironic is that? Ronaldo has dated some of the hottest women in the world, ranging from A-list celebrities to supermodels. One that stands out but is still very unpopular is his affair with Kim Kardashian. Back in 2010, after just a year of making his record transfer to Real Madrid, Ronaldo treated Kim K to an exclusive night out in Madrid. According to The Sun, the two were seen kissing and being affectionate with each other. As expected, the news of Cristiano and Kim making out in public went out like wildfire. But in 2011, in a Ryan Seacrest interview, Kim Kardashian squashed rumors of any romantic relationship with Ronaldo. But when asked if she ever thought of kissing him, she gave a cheeky answer that suggested she might have been sweet on him.
Have you ever dated Cristiano Ronaldo?
We're friends, but
Have you ever thought about kissing him?
thought about a lot of things.
Oh, wow, I love
Kim Kardashian went on to date and marry American rapper Kanye West in 2014. Ronaldo, on the other hand, went on to date Russian supermodel Irina Shayk. They were together for 5 years before splitting in 2015. Ronaldo has since settled down with Argentine supermodel Georgina Rodriguez, whom he met as a sales rep at a Gucci store. The pair have 2 children and have been together for 7 years. It is safe to say that Ronaldo's days of playing the field are over. Talking about playing the field, did you know that Ronaldo started his Manchester United career as a midfielder?
I didn't.
When Ronaldo exploded onto the scene in 2004, he was far from the player we know him to be today. He didn't play as a winger or striker, roles he became well known for in the later part of his career, but instead he played as a midfielder in a 4-4-2 formation, with Van Nistelrooy and Solskjaer being the 2 forward players. In those days, he was electrifying and loved to beat defenders. His game mainly revolved around showboating, which meant he didn't contribute much in terms of goals and assists. Ronaldo only managed 27 goals in 137 games in his first 3 seasons. Although he wasn't a central midfielder like Xavi or Iniesta and wasn't responsible for dictating and orchestrating the play, he played as a right midfielder in a 4-4-2 formations, and his job mainly was to find Van Nistelrooy in the box. But everything changed in 2006 after Ruud Van Nistelrooy departed for Real Madrid. Ronaldo transitioned into an inverted wing forward, partnering with Wayne Rooney and Carlos Tevez as the face of Man United attack. That season, he would go on to score 23 goals in all competitions and inspire Manchester United to the Premier League title. Ronaldo really evolved his game, such that it is almost impossible to believe that Ronaldo once went an entire season scoring only 6 times, all thanks to his dedication, training, and sleep routine. Cristiano Ronaldo's sleep routine is quite unique. He engages in what is called polyphasic sleep. Ronaldo makes sure he takes 5 short naps during the day to optimize his recovery. He avoids blue light for an hour before each nap to wind down and prepare for sleep, and also sleeps in a fetal position, which is good for his spine health. It is safe to say sleeping is serious business for Ronaldo, as he prefers to sleep alone before matches to avoid disruptions. At night, he also makes sure he gets 7 to 8 hours of sleep under his belt. He also uses sleep tracking devices to analyze the quality of his sleep so that he can adjust accordingly. It is no secret that Ronaldo takes his health very seriously, and this is because he is a regular blood donor. Back in 2011, when Ronaldo's Portuguese teammate Carlos Martin's son needed regular blood and bone marrow transfusions, witnessing this struggle firsthand deeply impacted Ronaldo, prompting him to become a regular blood donor. Ronaldo donates blood twice a year to help save the lives of children who need blood and bone marrow transplants. Because of this, he avoids getting tattoos to ensure he can continue donating blood regularly, as some tattoo inks can disqualify a person from donating blood. Although Ronaldo loves to donate blood, he also loves to see them being spilled in the ring, as he is a huge fan of combat sports. In an interview, he revealed he preferred watching MMA and boxing over football. Playing football is my passion, but I prefer watching other sports on TV. Between watching a football match or a boxing or UFC fight, I choose boxing or UFC. Ronaldo has attended major boxing and UFC events such as Fury vs. Ngannou and Joshua vs. Otis fight, often sitting ringside, and has interacted with several combat sports stars like Francis Ngannou, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Conor McGregor. In his earlier years at Manchester United, he trained with a boxing coach, and he believes boxing training can be beneficial in football. I think practicing boxing is useful for football because it sharpens your senses and you learn to move. He enjoys combat sports and admires the grit and mental strength required to succeed in combat sports, qualities he strives for in himself. Ronaldo's love for combat sports comes as no surprise though, as he is full of grit himself and well known for his competitiveness. This attribute has brought him success over the years, but has also landed him in hot water. One of such times was when he almost got a bounty on his head during the 2006 World Cup. In the early 2000s, England had a fascinating group of players who were referred to as the Golden Generation. This included players like David Beckham, Michael Owen, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, and other English players who were at the top of their game. When the World Cup came around in 2006, there was a lot of hype about the Golden Generation. England were heavy favorites to win the competition, but little did they know that one man would crash their party. England had a bright start to their campaign, win against Paraguay and Trinidad and Tobago with a draw against Sweden, saw them top Group B with 7 points. They breezed past Ecuador in the round of 16 and met Portugal in the quarterfinal. But something happened in the quarterfinals, something most English fans will never forget. In the 61st minute, in an attempt to keep ball possession, Rooney stepped on Carvalho's groin. The referee immediately called the foul, but was reluctant to send Rooney off the field till Ronaldo stepped in. Rooney was gutted. They were teammates at Manchester United. How could he do this to him? To make things worse, Ronaldo winked at the bench as if to say, "Job done." With England reduced to 10 men, the game went to penalties where they lost 3-1 to Portugal, with Ronaldo's final penalty securing the win for Portugal. It was a tough one to take for the English fans, which led to Ronaldo receiving a lot of threats that he became afraid of going back to Manchester United. But Fergie stepped in and calmed things down, and Rooney and Ronaldo managed to come to a truce. That season, they both inspired United to the Premier League title, with both of them combining to score a total of 76 goals that season. Who is to blame Ronaldo? He is a national hero, and at the end of the day, he showed his love for his country, something he also does outside of the football pitch and most recently during the pandemic. A period when he was also under voluntary quarantine in Madeira as his Juventus teammate Daniel Rugani tested positive for the virus. He donated his CR7 Pastana hotel in his hometown of Madeira for the treatment of COVID-19 patients. Ronaldo also donated €1 million to hospitals in Porto and Lisbon so that they could afford essential equipments like beds and ventilators. He used his social media platforms to encourage people to follow health guidelines and stay safe. Ronaldo is not just a great football player, he is also a great human being, a role model on and off the pitch. That brings us to the end